Shalawam, shalawam. Bragatha Yahweh. What's going on, family? What's going on? Shalawam, Adawana. Shalawam, Mother Thai. Shalawam, Kana. Man, it was so good to see y'all. It was so good to see y'all, man. Yeah, last week we had Purim. And it was beautiful to see everybody in person. It definitely was, man. I hope you had a good time. Man. You know, we all had a good time. We'll wait for some more people to get on. But first and foremost, we want to praise Yahweh, Bashima Mashiach Barakatah, for gathering us together this day to another class. Hopefully y'all be edified. Class is going to be about unity because we got to stay unified in this thing. This goes out for the brothers. This goes out to the sisters as well. Yeah, there's going to be a lot to this class, and I'm going to do this thing to the best of my ability, and we're going to get it cracking. Shalom, sister. Hey, shalom. Y'all had a ball? Hey, it was good to see y'all, man. The water for the gifts. I know the brother had brought us some gifts, man. The water for those gifts, and it was just excellent, man, to see everybody, man. And that's what I was saying. Like when we gather together and when we do unify, issues are aired out. You get to know the body a little bit more. The brotherhood, the sisterhood of it all. And it makes us stronger. You're right. We see each other in person, and you get a feel for everybody in the family. And it was just beautiful, man. I had a blast. I can't complain. Yeah, and it's funny because it was like this feast day is dedicated to Esther, a savior of Israel, a woman. So that just goes to show you that the Most High uses men and the women. So that was pretty powerful. Pretty powerful, man. Cleveland. Yeah. But if we're not unified, then how can we have any power? If we're not unified, how can we have any power? Right. If it's just one person there, right. If it was just one person, two, you know what I'm saying? Then how can we have any power? We need to gather together, man. There's strength in numbers. It don't got to be a whole bunch, but at least two or three. So let's bring this up. Hopefully y'all can see this. So this is the book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 20. For where two or three are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst of them. So that shows unity. Man. And the Most High in Yahushua responds to brothers and sisters gathering together. There's power in that. We can't be out here solo. We can't be shooing brothers away for this or for that. Shooing sisters away for this or for that, man. We gotta deal with it. We gotta deal with each other because we're a family. Just how family fight, We have disagreements, right? We still, at the end of the day, we got to come together for the Most High in Yahushua. That's the sole purpose of this thing. It's the sole purpose. Okay. So let's get, before I get that, unity and love. I know it's super Christian, but at the same time, it's not. It's not. Because we're dealing with people from all walks of life. We deal with people from all walks of life. We all are on different paths leading to that straight and narrow path. That's the goal, right? The kingdom is the goal. But we all get there differently. When we unify, there's going to be some things that brothers are going to go through, some things that sisters are going to go through. There's going to be different places where we are in life. And we got to set aside the differences, right? We got to practice patience with one another for that ultimate goal, eternal salvation. Eternal salvation. Let's go back to the chat real quick. Yeah, the land. Yeah. Yeah. I love Cleveland, though, man. I love Cleveland. Half of my family's out there, too, so it's a part of me. It's definitely a part of me. He said the land was on point. So much power in that room. God. Yeah, there's a lot of power in that room, man. A lot of powerful brothers in that room. A lot of powerful sisters in that room. You don't even know it yet, right? But it didn't, but it can't be one without the other. The beautiful thing is that how we all came together, and that's what made it that. That's what made it that, no matter what we went through, no matter what we're going through, right? We set that aside, right? We chuck it up, and then we come correct. We come correct for the Most High, man. This is a holy day, right? Just like Passover. Just like Passover. It's coming up real soon. All right. So hope y'all ready for that one. Anyway, I'm gonna get Psalms 133 and 1. Psalms 133 and 1, since I had an idea about what we're dealing with the sisterhood that's been on here diligently, and even some of the brothers, I'm going to share my screen from now on so y'all can take y'all notes, be edified, study, and learn just along with me, because, we got to learn every day. Learn something new every day, right? We got to learn something new every day. So let's keep learning. Let's keep growing as a family. Let's stay unified in this thing. So let's get Psalms 133 and 1. Right. So this is a song of degrees of David. Behold, how good and pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. Right? It's a good thing because we have curses on us, right? So let's flip real quick. We had curses, and hopefully these curses are gonna wane down, and hopefully, in the next couple of years, man, we see a change out here in these streets. With our young brothers, that's full of the wrath and the vengeance of the Most High. Hopefully that could change eventually. But since we know better, we shouldn't exercise violence against our brothers and our sisters. And not even physical violence, too. Sometimes it could be verbal violence, verbal abuse as well. With the murmuring, with the the murmurings, right? Murmurings, right? We could do that amongst each other. We could bicker and babble amongst each other and cause divisions inside of the family, inside of the congregation. And that's a no-go. That's a no-go, right? Because we can't be divided. A house divided is going to fall. And we are of the house of Judah. We are of the house of Benjamin. We are of the houses of the northern kingdom. We are of the houses of the southern kingdom. And if we have disagreements with one another, it's a good time to unify on a high holy day to air those things out so we can keep growing together. Okay. But this is Deuteronomy 28 and 54. You know, and it reads, so that the man is tender among you and very delicate in his eye, and very delicate. His eye shall be evil toward his brother. Man, we used to be so tender with each other, right? We used to greet each other with love. Now we mean mug, right? That's not being unified. How can the other nations respect us and fear us if we're going against each other all the time? If we squabble, there's people looking at us on Facebook, there's people looking at us all over the place on this social media. So if we have a disagreement, if we have these arguments that go on, and this camp banging going on, people see that. People see that, and they lose the spirit. They lose the spirit. It's unattractive. It's unattractive. It's unattractive. And the goal is to bring the people in. All right. And since we're fishermen and we're fishers of men, the bait, it's got to be good bait, right? When you cast it in to pluck them out, right? It's got to be good bait. And if you're divisive, if there's disagreements and then there's division, the bait is going to be spoiled, and no fish is going to want to bite off of a worm that's not vibrant, that's not lively, right? Nobody's going to want to, bite on a dead worm. You want that worm to be full of life and vibrant and alive and flourishing while it's in that water, attracting the fish, right? So that the man is tender among you and very delicate, man. His eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children which he shall leave. So there we go. We got single parent families. That's not unity. That's one of the main reasons why we in the situation that we in as a people, right? No matter how it happened, we're not doing the battle of the genders here, right? Because we know ultimately, our enemies, they willed this to happen. They systematically constructed the conditions that we're in to make us fold, to make us divide, to make us at odds with each other, whether it's socially or financially, right? They pit us against each other. Remember back in the 90s, it was all about colorism, especially with the ladies, right? It was the dark-skinned girls versus the light-skinned girls, right? And things like that nature, right? So, we got to put our petty differences aside and unify. The more we do that, the more that they can't come against us, because they're looking for a weak link. And if the weakest link is as strong as the strongest link, then we become impenetrable, right? We become impenetrable. So we're going to get 1 John 4 and 20. 1 John 4 and 20. Because how can we as a people be in the midst of Yahushua when we are divided, right? How can we as a people in the midst of Yahushua be divided, man? There's no power in that. There's no power in that. And I'm going to get a very good example later on. This is 1 John chapter 4 and 20. And it reads, this is hypocrisy. It's straight up hypocrisy. If a man say, I love the Most High, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother or his sister, for the sisters, whom he hath seen, how can he love the Most High, whom he hath not seen? And that's powerful, because I can only deal with you. I'm dealing with brothers that I see physically. And if I do them wrong, you understand? You're dealing with sisters. Y'all know each other. Y'all see each other. So why do each other bogus? Why hate on each other? Why cause disagreements? Right? Why cause disagreements amongst each other? Why be divisive? Because that divisiveness can destroy the whole congregation. That divisiveness can destroy the whole congregation. And we don't want to be like Pharisees. This is some Pharisee stuff. You know? This is hypocrisy, is what I'm trying to say. Right? How can we say that, we love the Most High, but at the same time, we're made in the image of the Most High. So my brother is made in the image of the Most High. My sister is made in the image of the Most High. So how can I hate my sister? That's like me hating the Most High, because we're all made in His image. When you really come to think about that, we gotta be very cautious. We gotta treat each other with delicacy, right? We gotta be patient with one another, right? We gotta love one another, because that's where the power of Yahweh comes from, man. That's where it comes from. Let's get John 13. Let's get John 13 and 34 real quick. Let's see. Hold on, let me see something. I think it's 1 John. No. 13. What am I doing? I'm like, what? 13 and 34. Right. So this is a commandment. This is law, man. This is a commandment. This is a commandment. It's not an old. It's not a new commandment. This is just from the old, right? It's from the old. Same thing that Moses says, man. Same thing. John 13 and 34. A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you. Doesn't He love you for all your BS, all your shortcomings, all your sins? Does He turn His back on you when you make a mistake? Does He turn His back on you? When you strike a man, does He turn His back on you? No, He don't. He still rocks with you. Right? This thing is about character, but character is not a static thing. You just don't. You're not are the way that you are, and you stay the way that you are. You have room to grow. You have room to grow. You have the capacity to reach out, to show love, to be charitable, to come to a brother or a sister's aid in their time of need. That's what this thing is about. It's about picking each other up. It's about picking each other up, you know? It's about picking each other up. 1 John 13:34, again, a new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another. Because why, man? Because when 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, right? Yahweh Shai is in the midst of us. And if Yahweh Shai could do all these great things on the earth in the flesh as a spirit, he could do the same thing. So we always have to remember that. No matter what we go through, no matter what situations that we go through, man, we gotta be very careful. We gotta be very careful. Because one slip up, it can destroy momentum, right? The momentum that we build as a family. One situation could slow it down. In a way, it could take away from all the good that we have done. It could slow our momentum down, especially if we're out in public and we're disagreeing. Have you ever been to a camp where brothers is just fighting? Yeah. Have you ever been to a camp like that? Do you think that camp would go well? Even in church, if the bishop is arguing with the preacher and you get the choir and if the drummer's over here throwing fits and walking off stage, what energy is that going to send throughout the whole congregation, right? What energy is that going to send? It's going to throw everybody's spirit off. Some people might even walk away. People come to this thing for peace of mind, peace from their demons, peace from even their own family. The scriptures provide comfort. It comforts us. And what's uncomforting, if his brothers is arguing and fighting, sisters is arguing and fighting, that's uncomfortable. We want to come to a place where everybody is getting along. Everybody's in one agreement, right? Where there's not envy and strife. It's a very little thing. You think that you got it, right? You think that I got that. Yeah, that's easy, man. I get along with everybody. But sometimes there's going to be tests thrown into your way, right? Because not every sister, not every brother is going to come from the same stock that you come from. It's not going to be from the same neighborhood that you come from. It's not going to have the same upbringing that you had, whether no matter what it is, right? Everybody's going to come from a different walk of life, right? So you're going to be challenged. There's going to be challenges ahead, and that shows yourself as a leader, right? Even with the women. I mean, I know that there's some stories, where there's might be disagreements between the sisters, right? And the sisters have families. So if they depart, that's a big chunk of the congregation that departs, right? So that's not good. That's not good, right? Because we all got families in this thing. And if we at odds with each other's family, and when we separate, man, it destroys the momentum that we're building in Yahweh Shai. And how can Yahweh Shai operate with us and bless us and keep us if we're having these petty disagreements, if we're fighting them and we're arguing and we're not unified, right? So that's just food for thought right there. All right. Let's get First John. Let's get First John. I'll go back in the chat in a minute. First John chapter 3. All right. This is what we say out in the street too as well. Because we in Chicago. So, this one comes out a lot. This one comes out a lot. This one comes out a lot. This is the one that I pride myself on. This is the one when you coming out of that lifestyle in the streets. This is the one. All right. This is the one. This is 1 John chapter 3 and 15. Whosoever hated his brother is a murderer. And he that know no murder hath eternal life. And he that know that no murderer hath eternal life abiding in him, man. So we can't have that spirit. We can't have spirit nowhere near this family. We can't have that spirit nowhere near Israel in general. Because that's not what we do, man. We don't take life away. We don't take life away. We're not the author of life and death. The Most High is. So how dare us usurp the Most High and take a brother's life? And even, just off the top, I mean, you can murder a brother's spirit. You can murder a brother's sister. You can murder a brother or sister's spirit in this thing. There's not more than one way to murder, right? Because we're dealing with the physical and the spiritual. So verbally, if I'm getting at somebody, coming at somebody, that might cause him to go astray. And I might murder his desire to serve the Most High. That could happen too. When you really think about it, it can happen in a plethora of ways. But we're not supposed to hate one another. How can we see eternal life? Doing what our oppressors do. I know y'all out in Cleveland. I know they crazy out there too. And you do have to protect yourself as well out here. That's why we gotta stay vigilant out here. But it is what it is. That's the world that we live in. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so how can we have that spirit when we out here doing wickedness? How can we have that spirit when we out here doing wickedness, man? That's not good. You hate. You got that hatred in your heart. How could you sit down and ask the Most High for something when you got all that vitriol and all that hatred in your heart towards one another? When you holding grudges, that's not good neither. Right. You said Christians were known for killing spirits. Yeah, bitter and hateful. That's how the Pharisees were too. Bitter and hateful. That's how our people were too, man. Bitter and hateful. When Christ was walking the earth, when Yahushua was walking the earth, who we ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Yeah, just hypocritical, man. So let's get Romans 2. Let's get Romans 2 real quick. Yeah, let's get Romans 2. That'll be good. Ooh. Romans 2. Hopefully y'all can see the screen properly. and everything. The water for listening and attending the class. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and share the video. All right. We always want to do that. All right. So this is Romans 2:20. This is Paul. I'm an instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes, right? Because that's what we're doing. We have, and then you might have been a month ago, everybody said their name. I mean, everybody said their age and the truth. And we're all still very, very young in this thing. So one little hiccup could make a baby in this thing go somewhere else. He might say, she might say, this ain't it. I'm going back to the church. This ain't it. I'm doing the Buddha. This ain't it. I'm going with Taoism. This ain't it. I'm going to be an atheist. This ain't it. I'm going to Kemet. This ain't it. I'm going to Hinduism. So we're a teacher of babes, and we have to take care. We have to take care of babies. We have to baby the babies, right? Because they don't know no better. And without a strong character, you're gonna lose the babe. You're gonna lose that fruit. So when your Hawashai come back, he gonna look at your fig tree, and it's gonna be bare like this pencil. Where's all your fruit at? Where's all your fruit at? Supposed to be fruit coming from here, from this fig tree. You know, it only takes one time. Only takes one time. You know, especially in this day and age of cancellation, right? It doesn't just happen to the famous celebrities and the people of renown on TV getting canceled. We can cancel each other out. It ain't nothing to block a brother or a sister's call on this here phone if you go through it and if you have a disagreement. So we have to be very careful with this thing. Be very careful because we got a lot of eyes on us. We got a lot of eyes on us, and they're waiting for us to make a mistake. You know, Satan's waiting to embrace these babies that came forth in sincerity, waiting to take them right back into this world. So we have to be very careful. We have to be very careful. Let's read it from the top. What did Paul say? An instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes, which has form of the knowledge and the truth in the law. But we got to teach them the law, statutes, and commandments. Right? 21. Therefore, which teachest another, teachest thou not thyself? Meaning, you got to practice what you preach. You got to practice what you preach. If I'm preaching character, if I'm preaching, I'm against Deuteronomy 28 and 54, if I'm against violence towards my brother, I gotta practice that. We gotta practice that. You know, if you're against anything like that, you got to practice it. You got to put it to the, and the Most High is probably gonna put you to the test too, right? You know, this goes for the sisters as well, brothers and sisters, right? We got to put our problems and differences aside because what we preach and what we teach is unity. And how can we unify when we're murmuring and causing division? But at the same time, we hop up on a class and say everything's all love and I love you, I love you, I love you. And I'm there for you, I'm there for you, but then you're not really there. But you don't really love. You causing division when you're talking about unification, right? You're talking about peace but you're violent, right? You talk about you won't hurt a brother, but you hurt him, right? That's a no-go. That's a no-go. You can't do that, right? So read it from the top. Romans 2:21, and it reads, Thou therefore teachest another, teachest thou not thyself? That thou preachest a man should not steal? Does thou steal? How could you teach? How could you teach the opposite of what you, how could you teach and do the opposite of what that is, right? So we're not talking about your vices. We're not talking about your vices or your shortcomings, right? We're not talking about, hey, because Paul said, hey, man, I do things I know I'm not supposed to do, but I do them anyway. Man, what's wrong with me? Man, I'm struggling. No, we're not talking about what your eternal issues. We're talking about what you can control as far as people, being interpersonal, interacting with different people, man. How could you teach a brother not to steal, but then you doing the 5-finger discount right in the store right next to him? And then if he see that, since he's a baby, he don't know nobody, he gonna do exactly what you do, and it's gonna have blood on both of y'all, you know? So we have to be a light, man. We got to be a light, not for just the world, not for just these Gentiles. We got to be a light for our brothers and sisters that's in the darkness. And they looking at us. Even when you don't think that they looking at you, they looking at you. They're looking at you, man. Everybody needs somebody to look up to. And these babes, they're going to look up to you first because the babes respect the men. But you got to teach them to respect Yahushua and the Most High. And how you do that is to not be a darn hypocrite. Verse 22, does thou that sayest a man should not commit adultery, does thou commit adultery? Right? So you say you got a beautiful family and Ox says, the brother says, or even the sister says, wow, your husband, oh my gosh, get the law, statutes, and commandments. He's reading the Bible, right? I love that. I would love a family like yours. And then you go to her and say, look at all my DMs though. Right? Like, yeah, I creep off with him. No, same thing with the brothers, man. Hey, man, your family is solid, man. Your rib is solid. You know what I'm saying? But then they say, hey, man, but look at my DMs though. I got this one and right? It's hypocritical, man. It's hypocritical. And that might be a turnoff for some. That's why we have the epidemic that we have on Facebook. People have a bunch of bad experiences because people aren't talking how they supposed to be. People are talking it, but they're not walking it. People are talking it, but they're not walking it. Right? Romans 2:22 again. Thou that sayest a man should not commit adultery, does thou commit adultery? That thou abhorrest idols, does thou commit sacrilege? Right? How could you, it's the same thing. The theme is hypocrisy. How could we be unified as a family, as a congregation, as a people, as Yasharallah? How could we be unified when there's so many divisions? Right? We're already divided because of all the different congregations, all the different denominations. At least we could do is take care of these mundane things, right? Not mundane, but we could take care of, this uh, hypocrisy that one might undergo, right? Saying things, it sound good. Yeah, it sound good. Being faithful, it sound good. But then when you go and you turn and you don't do it, and somebody else sees you that's a baby in this thing, what's he gonna do? She gonna think it's cool. Because babies are impressionable. Yeah. Babies are impressionable. You strike a man, right? He a babe. He might think it's okay to strike a man that's going off. That's not good, man. That's not good. And then everybody camp and tell on this Facebook, and now all the business is out. And it just totally destroys your credibility. It totally destroys it. You know people love that drama. You know they eat that up. They eat that up more than they eat up the word, man. So the less that goes on, and the more people know that we're on point, the better it is, man. The more faith is increased with the people, right? Because if Christ is in the midst of us, they're going to see the power of Yahweh, and they're going to want to submit to it. They're going to want, hey, I got to get a part of this thing, man. Y'all brothers out here glowing, man. All of y'all. That's why we wear uniforms, to show uniformity, to show solidarity, right? The cornerstone, the chief cornerstone is Yahweh. It's a stone. It's solid. You can build off of this stone. But if the stone has cracks in it, meaning divisions in it, and if the stone doesn't say what it is and what it could do, which is hold the foundation, when you build on top of this stone, the foundation is going to be weak and it's going to crumble. And if there's anybody living inside of that house, they might perish. So we got to remember that. Let's see if there's anything else in there. Right. Verse 223, that thou makest thy boast of the law through breaking the law, dishonorest thou the Most High. Right. So we don't want to teach the law and then go ahead and break it at the same time. You know, taking young brothers under your wings, right? And you teach them about the law, statutes, and commandments, but at the same time, you doing wickedness too in the streets with the babe that's new to this thing. That's gonna be wicked, man. That's gonna be wicked, and it's gonna be your blood for that. Yeah, man, you're gonna have to pay for that. You're gonna have to answer for that. Anyway, I'll go back to the chat to see what y'all say, and then we'll continue. Walker, how you talking? Yeah, there you go. Walker, how you talking? Oh, let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on, man. Oh, you got a preset? Okay, cool. Hold on, let's take it from the top. Preset, Hebrews. Yeah. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 5 and 13. For everyone that uses milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe, right? Right? But that's where unity comes in. That's where this family comes in. That's where edification is going to come in to build this babe up so he could get skills to build that skill. And if there's a lot of division going on, if people are doing this, saying this, but then doing the opposite, how can this babe get skill when he's thoroughly confused? He don't know which way is up and down in this thing. The congregation is bonkers right now. You know, it causes confusion, and he's going to want to see his way out. He's going to want to see her way out of this thing, right? So we got to build each other up, man. But what does it say? But strong meat belongeth to them that are full age. Of full age. The meat, the complexities of the scriptures, right? Even the dark sayings of the scriptures. How could you graduate from the milk to the meat, if you're being dissuaded, if your spirit is, I don't know. These brothers and sisters, they talk a good game, but I don't know. It don't seem right. It don't seem right. I seen some wickedness. This brother, man, he said he like that, but I seen a different side of this brother, man. The sister say she seemed right, but I seen a different side of her, right? They didn't really show me love like that, you know? Some people are like that. I'm like that too, as far as being a people person and interacting with people. If you kind of, because I met brothers like that, it's just like, brother, I don't know, man. Like, I don't want to be a part of that. Because if you acting like that to me and you don't really even know me, I don't know, man. That's not a good look for me. That's not a good fit for me. So I'm gonna go elsewhere. All right. Hebrews 5 and 14 again, but strong meat belong to them that are of full age, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil. So how can a babe discern both good and evil? He can't. He needs you. She needs you to help build her or him up to make better decisions in their day to day. And if you fail her by a simple mistake, you might lose them forever. You might lose them. And that's one less sheep, man. And that's one less fruit that's going to be dangling off of your fig tree, man. And the Most High might ask about that. Hey, what happened to this fruit right here? Were you being hypocritical with this one? He was going to be great. She was going to be great. She had the potential to be great in this thing. He had the potential to be great in this thing, but you made it. You were hypocritical. And you showed some things to this brother or sister through your actions, through your words, that turn them away from me. Right? You don't want to be a bad servant, man. That's all we got. That's all we got left. That's all we got left in this world, man, is to qualify to be an outstanding servant of the Most High. That's all we got. So how can we mess this thing up, man? We messed up everything. Like, we can't mess this thing up. We can't. We can't. We gotta get these babes, man, to get them strong enough to be able to handle the meat of the scriptures, right? To exercise and discern good and evil, man, to make good decisions, because we got to build each other up, man. Because I can't teach forever, right? We got to build the next teacher up. But if that teacher is wicked, then who he teaches, they're all going to be wicked, and they're all going to be spoiled milk. And spoiled milk don't smell good, do it? It don't smell, right? You know what I'm saying? As soon as you open the fridge, you're like, whoa. And you crack that thing open, whoa. What do you do with the spoiled milk? You cast it out. You cast it out. But it's all going to be your fault. It's all going to be my fault that milk is spoiled. Hey, it's powerful, man. Let's show an example of unification. Let's show an example, and there are many, but let's bring up. Let's get Joshua 6:1. Oh, wait, hold on. Before we get that, let's get some of this. So the sister right here, the water for a strong spirit and being in the valley, I will not stop walking with the Most High. I have been tested when my sister passed. Hallelujah for the trials and tribulations. The water for that, man. You didn't have to say that. That's very personal. I know we get personal on this thing. All right. But that was very personal. May the Most High bless you and keep you. And we're gonna be here for you because we're a family. You know, this is what unification looks like, man. It's just coming together, sharing with each other, getting to know one another. And you got to know the people that you labor with. You got to know the people that you labor with, or else it's going to be divisions. There's going to be surprises. There's going to be things like, whoa, what's going on? Hold on. I thought I knew you. So it's good. It's good. It's good to share and confess and repent with one another. Because what did it say? Matthew's 18 and 20. For where two or three are gathered together in my name, I am in the midst of them. So when you repent with two or three, when you say what's going on in your life, when you say the sins that you've been committing, the things that you've been avoiding, the things that you've been struggling with, your shortcomings, your downfalls, Yahushua hears that, man. Yahushua hears that. And that's a good thing. Khan says the water for that. Daya Chadash. I like that. Khan. You got a beautiful name in Hebrew, sister. You got a beautiful name in Hebrew. I like that. Beautiful name. But Daya, what you got? What you got? Hold on one second, y'all. Hold on one second, y'all. Okay, come. Yeah, so what you got? So Khan, again, some people are in your life for their own occasion, and in your time of need, they disappear. Just read it again. Some people are in your life for their own occasion, and in your time of need, they disappear. That's satanic. That's satanic. That's satanic, man. That's satanic, man. You know, because when things get going rough, they gone. They there, and I've been through that too. Right? Everybody wants to have a good time with B. B don't say no. Right? B lets the party going. Right? But when B got in trouble, with nobody there, party's over with. When the party was over, anybody fleed. Now that's high school, but that's what happens. That's what happens. Our people only come around when it's the good times. That's why I feel some type of way about these celebrities, man. I know that they going through it. They got all those yes men around them. They got people that surrounding them that's not for them. Because in their time of need, don't nobody show up. They just there to use. The same thing. It's the same thing, man. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, you must prove a person. Con. Great. The water. So let's get the story real quick. Let's get the story real quick. Let's break this thing down, man. We're talking about the wall of Jericho, right? Because how can one man bring down that wall? You understand us? Like, how can one man bring down that wall? Sometimes there's people that might not listen to you, but when there's a group of people together, like as far as an intervention, right? Everybody's seen that when the brother or the sister had an issue, right? Sometimes just your personal family, they can't intervene with you. You got to bring people on the outside to come. And then when they see all these people around them that really care about them, people that they don't even know. That's when they break and they confess and they break down, right? Because everybody's coming together on one accord, with one mind, with one mission to get you out of the situation that you're in, to get you out of your addiction, to get you out of that stronghold that them demons got you in, man. And when you see that it's not only your family that you take for granted, but you see that there's other people that's there too that you don't know that's trying to get you that's trying to get you to straighten up. That's when you might break down and confess. You understand? So it's the same thing with this wall, man. You know, in order for this wall to break down, there had to be a army, a group of people with one mind, one body, one sound. Right? So let's get that real quick before I miss the point. Where we at? Where we at? So we're gonna get Joshua. We're gonna bounce around, but we're gonna get Joshua 6:1 first. Joshua 6:1 first. The water, all praises to the Most High. For everybody that's tuning in, please like and subscribe and share the video. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all to the death. So let's get it. Right, man. So listen, man. Before we went into the land, you know, we had to fight. But we got to fight. We had to fight to get in this thing, man. Into the land of Canaan, man, our promised land. You know, Moses was done with what he had to do and enter in Joshua to take over, right? This is what was going on. 6:1, and it reads, now Jericho was straightly shut up because the children of Israel, none went out and none came in. Now, when you think about a wall, man, a wall is a divider. It divides. It's divisive. Even sometimes it's like a sort of a prison, if you will, right? But it also represents something that you got to break down and overcome. It's an obstacle. This is an obstacle. And we go through many obstacles in life. And sometimes we can't do it by ourselves. We have to be unified. We have to have maybe another person that's with us. We have to have a counselor or a life coach or an elder, you know, family members and, you know, in-laws, people, college friends, ex-coaches, teachers. We need people around us sometimes to jump over obstacles in life. The walls of Jericho should have been impenetrable, you know. But when you unify, right, anything is possible. And when you put Yahushai first, right, when everybody's gathering in the name of Yahushai, and everything is possible. When everybody's gathering with the law, statutes, and commandments, and they're in agreement, and they practice obedience to the Most High, anything is possible. Trauma can be removed. Family could be restored, right? You could be healed. Just your trials and your tribulations, they could be overcome, just like we overcame this mighty wall of Moab, right? And on top of that, there's still walls. This isn't just, you know, there's a wall of Jericho that we got right now that's kind of being broken down. And that's the truth. That's our identity. There's a wall behind our identity, and there's gatekeepers to that wall. Sometimes there are people, you know, but it's really the Gentiles, man. These so-called Jews, they say that they are Jews and are a synagogue of Satan. Psalms 83, That's a wall. That's a wall. Let's get that real quick, right? And y'all know it. Just for context, let's just get it real quick. That's a wall when you really think about it. Because that's an obstacle. It's an obstacle. It's an obstacle. They have come. They have said, come together. Come together and let us cut them off from being a nation. That the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. That's a wall too. That's a wall too. And slowly but surely, the Most High is breaking down that wall because we're waking up to who we are. We're waking up to who we are. So this wall in Psalms 83, this wall to conceal our identity from who we really are as a people, that's crumbling down in front of our faces in real time. See Putin. Now that came out 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, but still it's coming out again now. And we got brothers and sisters that ain't seen that's bringing it out. They bringing out Revelations 1. They bringing that thing out. Man, they putting it all together. I haven't seen so many people say Hamite and Shemite in my life. And that's on TikTok. All praises to the Most High. Give the Most High a round of applause. This is beautiful. This is a master class right now he's putting on. An absolute master class. But nonetheless, the wall's not completely broken down. What they built up in front of us to prevent us from finding out who we are is slowly coming down, but it's not done yet. Our slave masters took out all the verses of salvation for us and just had the slave verses. They put up a wall against us. We couldn't read, right? We were forced not to read. That was a wall against us, right? There's a lot of different walls, you know. There's a lot of different walls that come against us. And this was just the first wall that we came against as a people. But as a people, we blew that thing up, man. We blew that thing up. Hold on. Oh, let's see. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's get. Let's get. Hold on. Let's read it again. Let's read it again. Let's read it again. So now Jericho was straightly shut up because of the children of Israel, man. They can't let you back in. They can't let you in because it's game over for them. It's game over for them. It's game over for them. You understand? Let's get. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's get 5. Let's go back real quick. Let's get 5 and 6, man. So in order to do this, man, we had to have some purging going on. Because we can't be divided when we do this thing. We all got to be in one accord. We all got to be in one accord with this thing. So this is going to be the book of Joshua 5 and 6. For the children of Israel walked 40 years in the wilderness until all people that were men of war which came out of Egypt were consumed. Because why? Because they obeyed not the voice of the Most High. So we have to be in agreement to break down these walls. We got to go out there and camp in uniformity, right? To get the message out to the people. And I'll expound on that later. Because thou not obey the voice of the Most High, unto whom the Most High swear that he would not show them the land, which the Most High swear unto the fathers that he would give us, a land that flowed with milk and with honey. All right? So let's go back. Let's go back. Yeah, let's see. So let's get, so no, I'm running out of time. Let's get Joshua 6:20, right? So let's read this real quick. Let's read it straight and I'll break it down. So the people shouted when the priest blew with the trumpets. And it came to pass when the people heard the sound of the trumpet and the people shouted with a great shout that the wall fell down flat. So the people went up into the city, every man straight before him, and they took the city. How could you do this without uniformity, without being unified, with because obedience? We just read in chapter 5, verse 6, that he casted out everybody that wasn't going to pay attention. How could you run a military operation to catch Osama bin Laden when you got people that don't want to do what they want to do? Right? How could you do a search and rescue when people are doing what they want to do? That's not listening to orders. You're going to get everybody killed. So you got to have soldiers that's going to pay attention to detail, that's going to obey the orders and do what's said to be done at the time that it's supposed to be done. We got to be in one body, one mind to get this thing right, man, and to get back into this land. And that's what we did. Because the priests blew the trumpets. What if the priests didn't want to blow the trumpets when they were supposed to blow it? What if the people that heard the sound of the trumpet, they didn't shout with a great shout? Maybe some of them shouted. Maybe some blew the trumpets. Maybe some of them shouted. Maybe you didn't have priests. Maybe some of the priests didn't agree, right? We all had to come together, man. We all had to come together to get this thing taken down, to get this wall taken down, to take back the kingdom, to take back the kingdom. That's what we had to do. That's what we had to do, you know? So that's just an example of what uniformity could look like, right? So we have to be united to take down the wall, man. And we got to be, because there's there's walls and strongholds in our people. There's walls and strongholds in our people too, as well. There's walls and strongholds in our people. And that's what we come out there to do, man. Because listen, 2 Corinthians 10:4, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but are mighty through Yahweh to the pulling down of strongholds. The pulling down of strongholds. So there's many walls, there's many strongholds, there's many obstacles. We got to be unified to do that. So we got to cast down imaginations. Just like we cast down that wall of Jericho, we got to cast down the walls of our people's minds, the different doctrines that our people are in, the different spirits that our people have on them, right? But we got to practice patience too, because it's not going to happen all in one night. Even the wall of Jericho, they said you had to circle around it, right? Many a day, several days, right? More than several, right? It wasn't just you just all showed up, you blew the trumpets and you shouted and the wall came down. No, it was a process. It was a process. It just didn't just happen overnight. It was a process. It wasn't that long, but it took about a week. Okay? And that's how we got to be with our people, man. We got to be patient. We got to be patient with our people, man. We got to be patient with our brothers, man. Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High, right? And bringing into captivity every thought to the obedient of Yahushua, man. So that's what we got to do when we out here on these streets, right? Philippians. Let's get Philippians real quick. I don't want to do a part 2, so I'm going to do this whole thing. Right, Philippians 2:2, what does it say, man? Fulfill ye my joy that they be like-minded, that ye be like-minded, having the same love, being of one accord and one mind. Taking the wall of Jericho, that example, being of one accord and of one mind can do damage to these nations, man. We could bring down nations being of one accord and of one mind. That's what we could do, man. That's our power, man. That's our power. That's why they don't like it when y'all Negroes stand together on the street corners. 2 or 3, 4, 5 brothers with sisters too. What happens? Police pull around. What y'all doing? Hey man, y'all can get away from here. Disperse, scatter, right? They don't like it when we have numbers. They get scared of that. They get scared of that because if we got numbers, that means we'll blow down, we'll take down their walls. These walls of America, these doctrines of America, right? That make our people go astray and ultimately take down this government of America. You know, that's why they're scared, man. They're scared that we're going to come together. That's why they promote that battle of the sexes. That's why they exalt our women and show it and flaunt it in front of everybody's faces to make y'all gassed up. Yes, the scriptures say that a woman will surpass a man, but that's by design. That's by design, man. That white woman is not your friend. That white woman is not your friend, man. All those gifts that she's given you, you know. So we got to be of one accord and of one mind. Come. Right? Let nothing be done through strife or vain glory, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem each other better than themselves. But we got to bring each other. We gotta say good things about each other when we see each other. During the past this weekend, man, my spirits are up. My spirits are up. My spirits are up. There's some good things that happened. There's some good things that were said about a lot of brothers, man, that's going to motivate them to do some good work this summer. We're going to be doing some good work this summer. And even after Passover too, right? Good works are ahead this summer because we gathered. We're of one mind, one body, right? And we complimented each other. Hey, man, you've been doing a good job. Hey, man, you've been doing a good job. Hey, man, you got to work on this, but you know what? You all right. Right? We gather together. We're merry. We're happy. Right? We talk about what's on our soul, like what's on our mind, what's on our spirit. Right? We get it corrected. Right? And we go out better than we came in. That's what these holy days are about. Going out better than you came into this thing. And hopefully everybody that attended, and even in the spirit, hopefully after this weekend, you feel a little bit more motivated to attend class, to do the works, to read, to study, to show yourself approved. That's what these holy days are about. That's what I was trying to say to y'all. And it's going to be even more powerful during Pesach, during the Passover. Okay. Well, I'm gonna refrain from the comments because I gotta rock with this. I got a lot of my. I don't got too much left. I gotta rock. Hold on. Let's get Romans 12:4, man. Right. And I know y'all know this one, man. Romans 12:4. For as we have many members in one body, For as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office, because that would cause confusion too as well, right? We all were the same. Like we have to be ranked. That's to be ranks, right? There's captains, right? There's sergeants and lieutenants, and you're over different sections. It's a hierarchy, right? It's almost like corporate America, right? Right? You have supervisors and managers and directors, right? And then they're over groups of people that report, and it goes all the way up to the it goes all the way up, right? It goes all the way up to the CEO, right? So that's how it's got to be. It's got to be in order. But we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office. We're all good at different things. We all have different talents in Israel. That's why we can't have these divisions and fights and different things that happen between us that that rip off pieces of the body, right? How can the body fully function if it doesn't have the fingers, right? Or a wrist or an elbow, walk around with one arm. What can somebody with one arm really do? If I cast out my left arm, I'm going to be disabled. I'm not going to do as much as I can do, right? I need both arms. I need all y'all brothers. I need all y'all sisters, right? So we, being many, are one body in Yahushua, and every one members one of another, right? So we're all important in this thing. There's not one aspect of this truth when it comes to doing the works. When you're in front of the camera, behind the camera, there's different roles to play in this thing. Not everybody's going to be a teacher. I didn't think I would be teaching, but not everybody's going to be a teacher. Not everybody's going to hold the camera. Not everybody's even going to be able to hold post, right? Right? But we all have a role in this thing. We all have a role in this thing. We all can line up on the line, right? Let's get that too. Hold on. Let's get Nehemiah 8. I just thought of something. Another sign of uniformity. How we hold camp. Nehemiah. Let's go. Let's read verse. Well, how much time I got? 22. Okay, I got some. So this is Nehemiah 8, verse 1. And all the people, now with Nehemiah, he had the authority to go back to Israel to build up Jerusalem, right? He had the authority to go back. So that's what Nehemiah was. He was a Tishartha, okay? He was a Tishartha, right? So he was a man of importance. He was almost like a governor, if you will, for Persia, right? But he got authority to do this, to go back. And everybody was like, no, don't let them go back. Don't let them go back. If they build up that wall, they gonna get bold. They gonna get bold, and you gonna lose out. But the spirit of Most High was like, no, it's okay. Okay, let them go back. So anyway, now we're back, and this is how we're gonna establish things, right? Just like we're trying to establish things now as a nation, Nehemiah was doing that too. So let's read. And all the people gathered themselves together as one man. All the people gathered themselves together as one man into the street that was before the water gate. And they spake unto Ezra the scribe to bring the book of the law of Moses, which the Most High had commanded to Israel. Right? So they all gathered together, right? We all huddled around, right? To get addressed, right? Because we need to be addressed as a people. We need to be informed. We need to, you need to know what's going on. You gotta know the blueprint of what's going on as a people, right? So that's what they were doing, right? So verse 2, Ezra the priest brought the law before the congregation of both men and women, and all that could hear with understanding upon the first day of the 7th month. And he read therein before the street that was before the water gate from the morning until midday, before the men and the women, okay, and those that could understand. And the ears of all the people were attentive unto the book of the law. So everybody was obedient. Everybody gathered together, right, in one body, one mind, and they were in agreement, and they paid attention, right? And Ezra the scribe, right, he stood upon a pulpit of wood that they had made for the purpose, just like we do in camp. I know ISUPK does that with the pulpit of wood. There's many other people that do that too, right? To be seen, to be elevated, right? Because you're exalted now because you have a calling. So you have to put yourself a little bit above the rest of the people, right? To be seen and to be heard and to be recognized. And Ezra stood upon the pulpit of wood, which they had made for the purpose, and beside him stood Mattithiah, and Shema, and Ananiah, and Uriah, and Hilkiah, and Maaseiah on his right hand, right? So on his right hand, he had Mattithiah, Shea, Ananiah, Uriah, right? And so on and so forth. And on his left hand, he had Pedaiah and Mishael and Malchiah and Hashum and Hashbadana, Zechariah and Meshullam, right? And that's what we do, right? That's what we do. We have men on the right of us, men on the left of us, right? Whether we have a pulpit or not, we have a teacher in the middle, right? But it's very uniform and it shows unification and it's just as sound. The formation is just as sound as the words that's coming from the scriptures. Just as sound, right? And Ezra opened the book, right? Verse 5. And Ezra opened the book in the sight of all the people, for he was above all the people. And when he opened it, all the people stood up, right? And that's what happens, man. You know, in verse 8, just to finish it out. And Ezra blessed the Most High, the great power. And all the people answered and said, Amen, amen. Lifting up their hands, they bowed their heads and worshiped the Most High with their faces to the ground, right? So that's how we hold camp. But it's a sign of uniformity. It's a sign of uniformity. And when our people see that, you know, it's something to behold. You mean business. You mean business. Now you don't see brothers, you know, bickering and arguing, throwing punches and all that type of stuff. You don't see that. You know, we all coming together with the Most High, man. And that's powerful, man. And that's a vibration. That's a high vibration, man. And our people's going to realize that. And people are going to look over like, whoa, hold on. What's going on over here? Like, dang. You know, just the sight of it is a spectacle. Just the sight of it is. Just the sight. Let's get like I said before, you know, in Romans 14 as well, it says the same thing. It's Romans though, it's Paul, so he's a little confusing. I understand that, but in Romans 14 verse 19, you know, it's just about building each other up, man. Like I said, like I said before, you know, we all come from different walks of life. We all come from different walks of life, man. So it's going to be a challenge, and there's going to be some brothers that's going to go through some sisters that's going through that. You know, so we just got to practice patience with one another, right? Because you might not be a people person. You might have been a loner, but you had the spirit on you. right? To be a part of the family, to be a part of the congregation and the truth. And now you got to deal with people, you know, and that might be a learning curve for you because you're used to just operating by yourself and being by yourself and doing things by yourself because maybe your family ostracized you and never really got down with what you got down with, you know. And that happens to a lot of us, right? You know, there's all the brothers and sisters that have brothers and sisters that's in the truth with them. And if they did, it may be just for a short time, you know. It may have been just for a short time. So, Romans 14:9. Let us therefore follow after the things which make for peace and things wherewith one may edify one another, man. So, it's all about building each other up. It's all about building each other up, man. If you have differences, don't go to war with each other. Because, like I said, man, you don't want your fig tree with no fruit looking as skinny as this pencil because you rushed everybody and shooed everybody away when you had disagreements, because you're not used to something, or in your past, like you might have been affiliated and this other brother was affiliated, he might have been your op. And you just can't get over that, right? So now there's division and you don't get to build each other up because y'all both separated and y'all both departed. And now a finger of the hand of the member of the body is gone. And now the eye or an eye of the member of the body is gone, right? Or the tongue of the body is gone. And we don't want that. We want to keep the body as whole as we can. We want to keep the body as whole as we can. I think I went through this, but let's get it again. First Peter's, I believe. First Peter's 2:2. Right. Because there's newborn babies up in here, man, and they desire the sincere milk of the word because they gotta grow. But if you're not unified, if you have a secret agenda, right? If you want to be the top dog and you know that a brother's got potential to kind of maybe, or a sister's got a light and a glow to her that you're envious of, you might want to, cause some turmoil, right? And get that thing up out of there, right? And get that person up out of there, right? But that's not right. That's not right. That's not right, right? Because we're all new, right? We have sisters in here that's a year old. I know the one sister is a year old in this thing, and she's a baby in this thing, and she has the desire to learn sincerely the milk of the word, right? So we don't want to cause any turmoil and cause divisiveness and not be unified because it's for the sake of that sister's growth, for the sake of that sister's growth, for the sake of that young brother's growth. Because he might be a better teacher, reader, doer of the word than I. So who am I? You understand? Who am I to mess up what the Most High's got going on with this particular brother that's coming up? Who the hell am I? Right? To put my hands on somebody or to verbally abuse somebody when I don't know what the Most High's really got going on with this brother or this sister. Who am I to disrupt the work of the Most High, man, that's working through this brother, man, or working through this sister? Who am I? And who are you to do the same thing? If one of us grows to be the strongest part of the body, then so be it. We're still a part of the same body. How can my fist be as strong when I don't have a wrist? How can my forearm be as strong when I don't have an elbow? How can my shoulder or my bicep be as strong if I don't have a shoulder? We need everybody. You need everybody. Right. So I'll end with this though. I'll end with this. And I'll go back to the chat. I'll end with this. I'll get back to the chat. This is the book of Colossians 3 and 13. Let's go up. This is the book of Colossians 3 and 12. Put on, therefore, as the elect, man. You gotta understand who you are in this thing. You gotta act accordingly. If we're calling each other kings and queens and lords and priests, man, we gotta start acting like it. We gotta start acting like it, right? And that goes for everybody, including me. As the elect of the Most High, holy, beloved, bowels of mercies, showing people mercy, kindness, being humbleness of mind, meekness, and long suffering. We got a long suffer. We got a long suffer, man. There's people that's in this thing, man, that's going through stuff, man. And if we can't tolerate it, then maybe we're in the wrong business. Maybe we're in the wrong business, man, because we're in the business of long suffering and forgiveness. We're in the business of long suffering and forgiveness for our brothers and sisters, man. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. Anything else? Forbearing one another and forgiving one another, right? And if any man have a quarrel against any, even as Yahweh forgave you, also do ye, right? So when we quarrel, when we fight, man, we got to nip that thing in the bud right then and there, man. And we got to keep it pressing, man. We got to keep it pressing. Forgiveness shows unity. Forgiveness shows unity. Okay. I'll go back to the chat. Say, Con, that's right, Con. You say when you straddle the fence. Con, yeah, Con. Yeah. When you need help when you want milk. Exactly. And if leadership, if sisters that you depend on that's more learned than you, if they're like getting into it and they're not talking to each other and all this type of stuff is going on, how can you get edified? How could you get edified when you're a baby? You know, when both of your parents are fighting constantly and you sitting there as a baby, I'm hungry. Like, who's gonna pay attention, right? Who's gonna pay attention to you? Who's gonna feed you? Who's gonna feed you? Right, brother, bring it out. Needing the help of another outside help to help somebody. Yeah, Con. I think you're talking about that one. Yeah, because as far as like addiction goes and all those different things, sometimes you take your friends and your family, your family for granted. But when you got friends and other people that you don't know that's rallying around you that want to see you win, you might feel some type of way about that. God, a house divided cannot stand. He said, you got time. God, sister. God, beautiful, man. Beautiful. And you said, Yahweh is a child molester. This is, oh my gosh. Brother, with all due respect, like that's crazy right there. That is crazy right there. Do you see this? Wow. Oh man. I don't know. That's a joke. Where is that in scripture? Can you even find that? How is he a child molester when he said that if anybody offends these little ones, right, you're gonna be dumped into the lake, man, into water with a chain with a big old rock around your neck. You're going to drop to the bottom of the ocean if you offend these little ones. That's that Talmud. Now, if you read in the Talmud, no, if you read in the Talmud, now that's some child molesting stuff. Okay. Talking about just as the tears come to your eye again and again and again, so can the virginity of a 3-year-old girl. Now that's some child molester stuff. Listen, man, I don't know what you think is going on in this world, but the people that say that they are Jews and are not, and are the synagogue of Satan, everything that they saying is absolute wickedness, man. It's satanic. You talking about Christ is king is satanic? You talking about Christ is king is anti-Shemitic? Because I know why. Because y'all thought that he was a sorcerer. You think that the Most High is a sorcerer? The miracles? You think you so you mean to tell me that so you mean to tell me that Yahushua is a sorcerer, but when the plagues of Egypt came and they tried to replicate the blood in the water and they did it, it pleased the Pharaoh. And then there's some plagues that they could not, so they couldn't do it. Matter of fact, man, I really would play the Prince of Egypt and play those clips for you, because there's some things that you can't do. The Most High is so powerful, man. It's so great, and those plagues that he put upon Egypt were so great. Even the greatest sorcerers, right? Their sorcery couldn't match the miracles and these plagues that were happening upon Egypt, right? There's no way that you could replicate taking the spirit of the firstborn and taking the spirit of the firstborn animal. The firstborn animal. How can you know what animal was the firstborn in the spirit? That angel of death took everything that was the firstborn that didn't get marked with the blood. You understand me? So it's like, that is blasphemous. Brother, I hope that, or whoever you are, oh, that's just a bad look, man. That's a very bad look for you. That is a very bad look for you, man. And this has got to stop. So what we're going to do, we're going to expound on Christ as King. We're going to expound on what this abomination has got going on. I rebuke you in the name of Yahushua. I really do. I really do, man. It's just so easy to say that, right? It's just so easy. It's so easy. But all right. Wait till after April 8th. Wait till after April 8th, man. Hopefully this a different energy shifts over during this time. And we're living in the last days, man. We in the fourth quarter, and you're saying that. And that's your name. That is your name. Woo! All right. But like I said, man, hold on. Let's get this real quick. Hold on. This is crazy. Right. So this is Matthew 18:6. Well, let's share the screen real quick. This is crazy. And this is red. It's red. It is red. It's red, brother. It's red. It's in red. It's in red. Hold on. Let me stop sharing my screen. Stop that. Crap. Percent. we gonna show you some child molesters though. That's why he's judging P. Diddy. What is you talking about? That's why he's judging P. Diddy right now. Man, come on, man. It's like I'm gonna play with you. I'm not gonna play with you. Come on, man. Read, brother, if you still on here, man, read what that says, man. But who shall offend these little ones which believe in me? It would be better for him that a millstone were hanged around about his neck and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. So that's you, brother. That's you, man. That's you. That's on you, man. That's on you, brother. I can't, I can't help you with that. Can't help you with that. Was he around? Hold on, let's see. I want that brother to come back though. Man, come back, man. Next Wednesday, come back. But I was already about to expound on that because that was irritating me for a couple days. So that was irritating me for a couple days because I know y'all know about the Candace Owens and the Daily Wire and these people with this working definition of what anti-Semite means, and it's coming out. The more that they push this and they do this, they're getting exposed. They're getting exposed. All of it's getting exposed. But that's Matthew 18:6, man. How could someone be a molester? We just read in the scripture that you're not supposed to be a hypocrite. You're not supposed to be a hypocrite. Didn't I just bring out Paul? Right? An instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes, right? How could you say not to commit it? How could you say commit adultery, not to commit adultery and then commit it? How could you say that Yahushua is a child molester, but he's telling you if you offend one of the little ones, if you offend a child, he said, come like a little child. He said, if you come like a mind, if your mind is like a child, that you're going to inherit the kingdom of heaven. Because a child believes. A child has more faith than an adult. Okay? A child's not going to call Yahushua a necromancer for raising up on the third day, for being resurrected. A child's going to believe that was his power. That was the Most High doing that. That's what a child's going to believe. So, yeah, man, that's crazy. Hopefully someone's just messing with me and trolling with me. That was real crazy right there, bro. Real crazy. But anyway, hey, y'all. It's been a blast. We back in action, right? Hopefully everybody's spirit is rejuvenated. And I want to wish y'all Tawab Lala and have a good night. I mean, the Most High bless y'all and keep y'all. Yeah, that's what I really don't want to let this go. I mean, it's just like he's done for that. He's really done for that. Every idle word. Hold on. That's crazy, man. Like, how could you just hop on with that? How could you just hop on with that? How could Oh man. Yeah, man. That's wild. That's wild. It's 12:36. Yeah, so that's wild, man. That's 12 and 36 right there, man. That's 12 and 36, man. Every idle word, man. Matthew's 12 and 6. Every idle word. So that's every Yahushua is a child bleep bleep bleep. That is very idle. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words you're gonna have to answer by. I'm sorry. You might think that you're not gonna answer by it, but you're gonna have to pay for this title that you got going on. Whatever, what happens to people that do that? Whether they're white, black, Asian, Indian, what good comes from anybody that hurts a child, bro? They almost all get put to death. Are you kidding me right now? Oh man, you better watch your back 6 ways from Sunday every day. Honestly, bro, I feel so bad for you, bro. Gosh, and honestly, I'm just glad that the 10 maybe 9 people that's listening, man. We got the spirit of the Most High on us to not. This is the fourth quarter. If you was doing this in the 90s, all right. But this is 2024, baby. This eclipse is marking this place. America is going to be a damn desert pretty soon, and you're going to be a part of it if you don't repent. If you're a so-called black man, Putin just talked about him worshiping Christ, and everybody in Russia is going to worship Black Jesus. Are you serious right now? But anyway, I'm going to expound on that. I'm going to expound on that too, because that's cool. And then we'll bring out some Exodus before Passover too. We'll talk about the plagues. We'll talk about the plagues. We'll do a deep dive into the plagues. And yeah, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that, man. Spontaneous combustion, right? Man, if I was a son of thunder, I would have haul like Raiden, just haul. You know, like Allah Akbar, boom. Yeah. Hey, I don't know what he's got going on. Obviously, they're gonna get destroyed, but he's definitely trying to find good graces to win his battles with the Most High. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to find his little good graces. Putin, yeah, he's trying to find his good graces so that way his army can succeed. Obviously, they're going to ultimately fail, but these little battles that they happening, man, he's trying to get blessed up. And remember, this is the first time ever I think that a litany of countries have placed embargoes on America. And remember, Mosiah is kind of robotic a little bit. You bless the children of Israel, you get blessed. So maybe he's trying to bless that currency, that new currency that's coming out. Because America, they don't do anything that the Most High says. They just have us here. That's why the money's blessed. And it's been blessed because they had the free labor. But since there's a new sheriff in town and he's bringing that out, maybe the Most High is probably going to have no choice but to maybe increase these brick nations and to increase the value of that currency, right? So maybe it's all a part of the plan, right? Mm-hmm. We got to see. We got to see. I just, my spirit's changing a little bit. I think maybe a year ago I would have just totally lost my head seeing that and not even had scriptures for this brother, man. But it is what it is, man. I just feel bad, man. I just feel really bad that we come with a mind like that. God, you're gonna teach. Hey, man. Hey, man. Let me get up out of here, man. I gotta call some people up, and I gotta check in. I gotta check in with brothers, man. But hey, man, I love y'all to the death, man. I'll be back. Especially Friday. I mean, Shabbat Q&A. I'll probably be back on there. But yeah, man, y'all have a great rest of your night, man. Yeah, man, I love y'all, man, and stay tuned. Shalawam.